Why, hello there. Welcome in. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see all of you back. How we doing? Happy Friday. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. Welcome. Hello there, Mimic. Welcome in, JK. Hello, Sofla. Hello there. Welcome. How goes all of your week? Hopefully well, hopefully spectacular. Amazing things happening in all of your worlds. Children are behaving. Pets are behaving. My kids and pets have been behaving, but I don't have any, so it makes it quite easy for them. I think I'm fully set for tomorrow's cutting glass stream. I think. Hey, Sniper. Yep, it's in the schedule. At least in the Discord schedule. It should be on the calendar. I don't know if... I don't think it's shared both calendars together. I maybe have to... If any of you are following the Google Calendar, which I don't think any of you are, but you could be. It's got a separate Google Calendar of its own. So yes, tomorrow's stream will be feeling glassy. Do you have gloves, eyepieces, and boots? Boots. I have apron. I have an apron, safety squints, and anti-cut gloves. Although I don't intend on using them most of the time. You mean I can't wear my... My Crocs aren't going to do it. My Crocs aren't going to cut it. What is the purpose of cutting this glass? To solder it back together. I set up a, let's call it a multi-purpose workbench, but a little bit focused towards the idea of doing copper foil, Tiffany style stained glass projects. And so I've started a second Twitch channel called Cutting Glass, where I will be cutting glass and polishing, soldering, grinding. Yes, I will be grinding glass. Sounds dangerous, huh? Yeah. But whether you like cutting glass or enjoying watching cutting glass be cut, I appreciate you hanging out with my Chef Jay Tay streams. Cheers. I thought that was a pretty good description there, Sniper Angel. It's wine. Well, it's a grape that they grow for wine, but what do we start with tonight? What are we doing first? I think first thing we're going to do is get our steak out and let it come up to room temp. Done with that, I think it's tater time next. I got a sack of spuds. everyone always talks about California being so expensive. And yeah, it's expensive, and certainly in some ways. But in other ways, not like... There's another streamer out there that's in the... I don't want to name names because they don't hang out here, but... There was another streamer in the Creative Club that was posting, prices of beef in their territory. And they're in, like, Virginia. Like, it's not like it's middle of nowhere. I mean, it could be Western Virginia and a little bit more sparse in the grocery availability. But the prices they're putting out there for beef and in major chains, considerably more than it is here. And I was just sort of like, aren't we the expensive ones? And like I was talking about, the beef that I'm cooking tonight was under $15 a pound. Versus them talking for sold steaks, cut steaks, 30 plus. Which I still don't even see that here. Like, grocery store I went today, smaller family-owned place, actually has some prime steaks and stuff like that. They were talking non-prime with that $30 price. Here, I was seeing prime New Yorks for under. So yeah. Maybe California isn't the most expensive place on Earth. I know Texas certainly isn't getting cheaper. Not that I really want to live anywhere in the South. And that's not even a political thing. That's a, it's going to be too hot in 10 years thing. Oh, potatoes bad. Oh, that's what I need to get out. I need to get out. You. Yeah, this one's got things going on even further into it. I'm just gonna risk this one. Let's see. What thickness are we gonna get with this? That's actually not too shabby. Then we start getting this madness. That isn't what I wanted. None of that's what I wanted. I need to stop buying sack potatoes. Every single time I buy a sack of potatoes, I'm frustrated with the quality of them. I'm purposely crossing here to create sort of waffle fry-like texture. The experiment I am doing tonight is I'm going to create a potato dish that uses these potatoes rather than... I'm going to do like a... can't think of the proper term, but like a scalloped potatoes like this, forgetting the proper French term for it. But I'm going to be creating a sort of a scalloped potato dish, but using hopefully potatoes more cut like that, so that we get, like, scalloped potatoes are good, but they also take forever to cook. They typically don't eat well, but otherwise they're a great concept. I'm trying to improve. And so I'm hoping the holes will allow better cooking, better flavor, better texture, while still being scalloped potatoes. I say this, I assume someone has tried something similar to this before. Like, this is not revolutionary science here. Revolutionary science might be finding a cheap, usable blue color that's natural and safe to eat. If anyone saw the article I posted in the Discord about M&Ms and them switching to natural colors, which I think is partially them complaining and partial reality, in that the natural food colors, which they're sort of focused to use spirulina, is not cheap. Now for these, we're going to add some water just to hold them for a moment. And I posted a photo. I guess I might as well show this since I'm talking about it. Do I even have Discord open? I do not. How else was I supposed to show off the rosemary versus cheddar and sour cream Ruffles vote going for next Wednesday? But this was really what I was talking about here. M&M set August launch for dye-free candies with 2 colors absence, that being brown and blue. And you look at that wall and I'm sort of like, well, how many blues you got? Anyways. Hello, Skeleton. Pumpkin rolls were great. I mean, they didn't have a strong, like, pumpkin doesn't have a strong flavor on its own. Like, it certainly has a flavor. You eat enough of it, you're gonna know you're eating it, but it's not very potent, and so it just worked in the rolls, and it worked in a great way because it helped maintain moisture of them very well. They do that much better than flour does. Nice, Skeleton. I hope it was yummy. I hope mine's gonna be yummy. Alright, back to Taterland. What else do I need to prep for these? We need to set our sauce together. I guess we can do this here. I forgot to wipe down the stove. I normally do that before the beginning of every stream. Oops. You devoured it. Nom. Alright, let's start with some butter. Get ourselves a roux going. A bit too warm there. I'm just making the cream sauce when we get back from an ad. See you when you get back from an ad. I don't know why I rushed that. Apparently I didn't need to. But we're going to an ad. If you haven't already. There we go. Gonna add some powdered buttermilk. Both to add a little tang in there and to mean that I don't have to have as much dairy in my house. And to this mixture, I'm adding both shaky cheese and Parmesan and powdered Asiago. Flame back down. Let the powder sort of melt into that. We'll start adding our other seasonings here. Starting with some pepper, salt, and MSG. Bit of garlic. Where's my dried thyme? Alright, I'll use freeze-dried thyme instead. Keep in mind, I also want this a bit dry because this is also going to have to deal with moisture being let off of those potatoes while they bake. Lastly, eeny meeny, I think I'll go with apple cider for a bit of acid in there. Now the question is, pre-cooked? No, I think we're going to do this straight raw because that's sort of the thing with this. I want to cook them entirely in the pan. Now I'm going to strain the water off these taters. Hopefully not losing too many to the sink. And we're going to mix our cream mixture in with those. I neglected this part. Don't really need to heat the cream cheese. We needed to cook the roux in order to get it started. And we're hoping that the bake time is going to give us the 10 minutes or so we're going to need to finish out cooking that flour through. It's supposed to be on trivet. Earbud trying to jump out of my ear again. Give our bottom to our pan a good greasing. And throw it back in the fridge without even bothering rewrapping it, because I live alone. And we'll start hopefully finding some nicer pieces to start off with to layer our bottom with. And we just make layers. Layers and layers and layers. Explodes. Let's go all the way up the sides here first. I haven't done anything with Now Command for a bit, but yeah, it seemed like it was doing better than it is now with individual stuff. With what I was actually working on. It's still not doing great with chat itself, but it was originally supposed to be the exact same thing that happens when the end of the hour happens. But it's evolved into something almost completely separate at this point. With the buttermilk powder in here, this has almost got a blue cheese-like smell to it. It's definitely got a bit of funk to it. Alright, now that we've got the center or the outside all nicely done, we can be lazier with the center. Do want to keep some nice ones and try and get all of the junk in the center first. Junk pieces. All the half cuts, all the... Those are some nice... Alright, now we're going back into trying to layer them a little bit better. So there we have the first part of that. Why did I call it the first part? That's basically set to go in the oven at that point. I considered adding some... I have all that sharp cheddar. I considered adding some of that. What did I coat them in, Sploods? Sorry, I realized that was maybe a couple minutes ago. That is a mixture of a partially cooked roux with a whole bunch of half and half in water, some grated cheapo Parmesan cheese, some powdered Asiago cheese, and then a bit of mustard, bit of garlic, bit of salt, pepper, MSG, a little freeze-dried thyme. We'll go 350 with that. But I was considering doing some sharp cheddar with that, or layering it with sharp cheddar, or... I decided just didn't really want the cheddar with my dinner tonight. I thought I had turned alerts off for you people. Okay, so we got that set. Oven is preheating to throw that in there. I guess we get to start in on spinach now. And so we got to do some de-stemming tonight. Captions. But mostly keeping the leaves here. And when you buy your spinach like this is feeling pretty good compared to a lot of it, but this is the spinach that you always got to clean like 5 times before you put it in your mouth. I don't know how many of you have had that wonderful experience of sand with their spinach. I really should stop buying spinach like this too. I bought it this way because it's cheaper this way, but there's just so much waste with it, and I'm not gonna juice it. Like that's the reason why you want it like this, is the stems so that you can. Or you're gonna chop them up fine in some sort of salad, unlike I am. I generally buy the bagged stuff myself. Well, the clamshell stuff, if I'm honest. It's usually organic. It's normally very well washed. It's usually not that much more expensive than this. But if you're just using it for salads or quick stuff, like, do you want to go through all of this work just for a little spinach in your salad? We need to make a second roux. Quiet evening. Hopefully all of you are got amazing plans for this weekend. Who's vacation maxing this weekend? Maybe someone's rot maxing? Oh, we're rain maxing. I'm just seeing if I can kill this maxing trend by calling everything maxing. Like, I've never been a big fan of Max Verstappen, which... Caffeine maxing. Wow. I'm back with a new scramble before I think I could even type scramble. We're waiting on our oven to get up to temp because I gotta throw the potatoes in there. The potatoes have gotta cook for a bit. Bourbon? I realized today that I have a bottle that I didn't even remember that I had bought. And now I'm not going to probably drink it. That's not a very good scene. Need to fix that. I wish I had time to get at that. I have so many projects that I want to do. Like, those potatoes look like the surface of the sun right now. Why that camera can't do a better job. Well, those super white potatoes are now going to go into the oven. We're going to take a look at those potatoes again in 40 minutes. Need some butter for our spinach. Actually, I want a bit more flour in that action. You want your roux to be wet sand consistency. Something closer to that than what I had earlier. Before you start adding your waters or creams or whatever you have in there with it to thicken. I was hopeful I was going to have more than half and half for today's project, but that didn't quite pan out. I woke up this morning and my half and half was a jelly block, or block of jelly. And now we're going in with flavoring for all of this. And to start, this is going to look very similar to what we did before. We've got, I actually could have probably started both of these together. Done a bit more. But we've got salt, MSG, pepper, freeze-dried thyme, and garlic. Touch of mustard. And I think I'm going to go lemon with the spinach. But apple cider vinegar would have been perfectly fine in here with this. Where we differ with this one here is we're not adding the cheeses now. And this one is also going to get a different cheese in it. But that's later. Now we just need to slowly cook this through and cook that raw flour flavor out of this liquid. We're probably going to have to bit more water in order to keep it consistency we want. And figuring that we're going to cook most of that out, I just added all of it in there. So this is a bit runnier than I want it to be for with the spinach. But again, as with the potatoes, the spinach are going to lose a whole bunch of moisture when we cook it in with this liquid. And so we want this thick enough that that moisture from the spinach is not going to over thicken or make that too runny. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I have no idea where on the playlist we were. Oh well. Actually, I think we passed there. Whatever. Going back to talking about cutting glass, is there any type of glass that anyone would like to see? What should I be making? I'd like to hear project ideas. I'm going to be starting off with a couple of personal projects. Beyond that, I'm going to start doing projects hopefully someone will be interested in. Does it? What country is that? Can't say that I've watched any of the World Cup. Just, it'd have to be mostly a learning experience. Like, I played soccer when I was a kid, but it ain't World Cup soccer. It ain't, and I've forgotten all of that too. Ribeye, it's right here. It's warming up on the counter. We've got taters in the oven. I'm doing scalloped potatoes with my own sauce, but I also, like, I don't know the proper term for those fries or chips. When you cut a peripheral chip purposely in two different directions, so you get like that cross hatching and you get little holes in it. I purposely cut the potatoes like that so there are little holes in it, so hopefully they cook through quicker and better and more thoroughly, because, yeah, scalloped potatoes are a pain in the butt for that. Waffle fry yeah, but I'm thinking more, they were more closer to potato chips than waffle fries. I think waffle fries, and I think, like, that same thing, but thick. This was more like if you took Ruffles and then crossed the direction that the Ruffles were in. I keep moving this, thinking that I'm moving this, because I wanted to center that a bit more. They're in the oven. Oh, here's one that made it in the sink. There. But thin. One place I worked early on, they used to do that with all of their... They did sweet potato, beet... I forget what the third one... Was it potato? Just straight potato? But we did all three of those, and we would have to fry them individually, and then we would toss them together. And we'd have to fry them individually because they all fried at different temps. This isn't seeming like it's doing much, but there is a flame underneath it. I guess we could kick that flame up slightly more. Get a few bubbles going, but that's pretty much set there for that. The sizzling you hear is me drying off a pan up above the spinach sauce. How we looking in this oven? 10 minutes in. It's smelling lovely. But I think we're chilling for a bit here, unfortunately. Because not ready with our beef, not ready with our... We gotta wait on the taters. Should I chop up my spinach more and just leave it large, luscious leaves? I'm creaming it. It's going in the cream sauce, like these two on the camera. These two getting mixed together. I realize that this dish is most often done with the brick of frozen spinach and not fresh. So I'm going to give it a slight chop. Not a heavy chop, though. Okay, steak is ready. That is ready. That is ready. We're hanging out waiting for that. Let's see what else we got going on in the world right now. I showed you what I posted in Discord. What else did I post in the Discord recently here? Yeah, that one irked me. I posted that one too in Food Channel today. Prime Day is supposed to be like their big sales event, isn't it? It's supposed to be like greatest deals on earth sort of a thing. I know the last, I don't know, 5 years of it or so have been, let's see what we can, pretend to be cheaper. But what royally irked me is they're now having a Little Caesars $5 pizza as a part of Prime Day, when, like, first off, that's not that great of a deal. Like, the cheaper locations for Little Caesars, it's only $5.55 versus, but I mean, it's more pricey in some of it's, I think it's more like $6 or something here. And I don't know which I'm more aggravated with. That we need a sale for hot and ready pizzas, or that this sale is worthy of being a Prime Day sale. So that irked me. I complained about the GTA car being complete on their logo for the new GTA being completely unrealistic. Like, look at the mirror here. Look at the thickness of that door. Look at how small that door is from this perspective. And then look at these. Like, that's enormous on this direction compared to that one. It is not very thick up there. I think this is actually the modeled car that they went after with this. And the mirror tilts with the Lambo door. The mirror tilts with the Lambo door. Let's see what else we got going on here. Nothing national news to care to talk about. I talked about Chick-fil-A yesterday or the day before. Not there. Always worries me when... No, I won't say that. We're fine. Okay, nothing there. Let's try regular news. This is a junk article, isn't it? Nope. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Is this going to... No, that's not going to work right. I talked about the ice cream cartel in Japan. Yeah, Japan convenience stores continue to be amazing. I didn't hear anything about the James Beard Awards yet, though those are going on. Man, the bear must have really fallen off. Like, there was a ton of hype around the bear before. I would have people in chat like, "You watching the bear? You watching? Did you see this? That?" And, that just like dropped off the last 2 seasons or so. How we looking over here? We're trying to overcook our sauce. Okay, I'm adding a bit more liquid to that, even though I don't really want to ahead of the spinach, but I need to get that up off of the bottom so it doesn't sear to the bottom. When we get back from ads, we're still just going to be chilling a little bit. We got about 10 minutes here until we get serious about other stuff. Maybe we'll take a little bit of a break with these ads. Yeah, we're going to take a couple minute AFK here while we're waiting on things.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. You think that'll do it? Just fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw, they're just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line, and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender, quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
Have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye orange juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime grade nourishment.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Alright, so we got that set. We're going to move this off to the side. Start heating this pan up. We're going to take some rendered ribeye fat. Let that melt down in that pan. And we're going to take our room temp ribeye and give that some proper seasoning here. Now I know it's not perfectly rosy red anymore. But that's what we want. That's going to give us actual flavor. I'm going to do salt, pepper, and garlic. Got you nice and smoky. So let's add some beef in that pan. Our timer on our taters. They're not done yet. Kick the fan up a bit. Oh wow, are you getting all that fan noise when I'm not talking? It looks like you are. I don't quite hear it though, myself. But I also already hear the fan here, so I may be hearing it double and it just be a little bit louder for me. Thank you, so. Oven off. Steak down in there with our taters. Take a second look at the potatoes. Move this over here. Give this just a moment to warm up a little bit. Nice and thick now, so that spinach is going to loosen this up. And a little bit of water because it's still a little too thick. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is coming out cleanly. I'm gonna try and give it a shot, though. Nope. Regardless, it's going to be delicious. I don't know how I want to plate this, though. Can I actually cut this? No. We just got messy potatoes on the side, I guess. Well, I will say the potatoes actually cooked through. That was nice. I'm forgetting something. I forgot something, rather. There's dessert. It's noisy, though. So, we're going to have to mute for this dessert. Put the blade back in our drill press. Add our frozen chicken and waffles ice cream to the protection container. Locked and loaded and muted. Okay, I think our ice cream is done after being spun through twice. Still quite powdery. Needs to warm up a bit, actually. Let's see what we got. I'll give this a shot. Wow, the cheese is messing with that pretty seriously. I have to try this again. Too much chicken, not enough sweet. Not bad, though. Needed more maple. I wish I had, like, some maple flavoring. Like, not just maple syrup that I put in there, but I tried to hit it with a little molasses to help get a more depth to it, too. That's more like chicken ice cream. I'm not getting much of the maple at all, unfortunately. I'll let it warm up while I'm eating the rest of this deliciousness, because this steak is freaking amazing. And, yeah, everything here is amazing. I'm going to eat. I shall be back here on Sunday on Chef Jay Tay for Illinois. We're going to be doing pierogies on Sunday. I'm going to be doing Chicago beef sub pierogies. And then brownies. Monday, we're going to be doing deconstructed sandwich and soup. And then we've got the ingredient challenge, which you can vote on in the Discord. Between cheddar and sour cream ruffles and rosemary. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Go out and cause some good trouble. I will see you back here tomorrow morning for cutting glass. Because I'm feeling glassy. Good night, folks.